My hands were shaking the night I found my husband's secret phone. It was almost midnight. The house was quiet. My husband was in the bedroom, snoring softly, his back turned to me like always. But I was not looking at him. I was staring at a black phone I had never seen before, hidden deep inside his old shoebox at the top of the wardrobe. My heart was beating so loud I could hear it in my ears. I pressed the power button. The screen lit up. No password. The phone opened. New message. Baby, I can't wait to see you again. Did you delete our chats from your other phone? Another message popped up right under it. Remember, she must never find out. You promised me. My eyes burned. My chest felt tight. For a moment, I forgot how to breathe. Is this my husband? I whispered to myself. I scrolled up. More messages. More hearts. More, I miss you. Pictures. Voice notes. Laughing emojis. And then I saw my own name in one of the messages. What about your wife? When will you send her away like you said? I froze. Send me away? My hands started to shake even more. I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. Before I tell you what I saw next, let me talk to you, the person listening to my story right now. If you are here with me, please don't leave yet. I want you to stay with me till the end of this journey. Make sure you tap the subscribe button so you don't miss the rest of this story. Like this video if you want to hear more real, emotional stories like this. And please, tell me in the comments which country or city you're watching from. I want to know where my strong brothers and sisters are listening from, so I know I'm not alone in this. Alright, let me take you back to how all of this started. Before the secret phone, my life looked normal from outside. People saw us and said, "Wow, you are so lucky. Your husband is so calm, so gentle." I would smile and nod, even when my heart was not sure. We lived in a small but neat house. I cooked, cleaned, and took care of our little home. My husband went to work very early and came back late most nights. He always said the same thing. It's work. I'm doing this for us. At first, I believed him. I wanted to believe him. I loved him. But slowly, little things started to change. He started taking his main phone everywhere, even to the bathroom. He would smile at the screen, then hide it when I walked in. Sometimes I heard him whispering at night on the balcony. When I opened the door, he would suddenly laugh and say, "It's just business, relax." But his eyes never smiled when he said it. One evening I asked, "Why are you always hiding your phone?" He did not even look up from the screen. "I'm not hiding anything. You're just too sensitive. Stop imagining things." His words hurt more than I wanted to admit. Still, I stayed quiet. I told myself, maybe I'm just overthinking. Maybe I'm the problem. But the signs kept growing. He started coming home with a strong perfume that wasn't mine. He changed his passwords. He locked his WhatsApp. He put his phone face down on the table every time. And every time I complained, he turned it around and made it my fault. "You don't trust me. You will push me away with this behavior. You're acting crazy." So I started doubting myself. One Monday morning, something strange happened. He rushed out for work, almost late for a meeting. After he left, I went to make the bed and clean the room. That was when I saw it, his main phone, lying under his pillow. My heart jumped. Did he really forget it? I picked it up. It was locked, of course. I stood there for a long time, just staring at the black screen. Should I check? Should I not? I felt like if I tried to guess the password and failed, he would know. And then he would shout. Call me names. Make me feel small again. After a few minutes, I placed it back and told myself, if God wants me to see something, he will show me. I did not know that something was already waiting for me in this same house. Later that week, he became even more secretive. He started coming home with small paper bags he would not let me touch. He locked the wardrobe. He counted his shirts and shoes like they were made of gold. One night, while we were eating, his phone vibrated on the table. I looked at it by mistake. On the screen, a notification flashed for 1 second before disappearing. New message. I miss you already. My heart dropped. Who is that? I asked softly. He grabbed the phone and frowned at me. You're checking my phone now? You don't trust me at all. It flashed on the table. I didn't open it, I said. He stood up from the table, pushed his chair back hard, and shook his head. I'm tired of this. If you keep acting like this, you'll push me to do something you don't like. Those words stayed in my mind. You'll push me to do something you don't like. What did he mean by that? That same night, he slept like a baby. I did not sleep at all. Around midnight, I got up quietly to get a blanket from the wardrobe because the room felt cold. When I opened the wardrobe, something fell from the top shelf and hit my shoulder. Ouch, I whispered. It was an old shoebox. One he never used anymore. I picked it up to put it back, but it felt heavier than just shoes. My fingers trembled as I lifted the lid. Inside, I saw one old pair of shoes, and under them, a black phone. A phone I had never seen before. My whole body went cold. I looked back at the bed. He was still sleeping, breathing slowly. I took the phone out, my hands shaking. I pressed the power button. It turned on. No password. No fingerprint. It just opened like it was waiting for me. New messages everywhere. Many chats. No contact names, only saved as babe, sweetheart, boss, mum. I opened the first chat with babe. I miss you. I hate when you go back to her. Just be patient. Soon, she will be out of the picture. Are you sure? Yes. Everything will soon be in my name. My heart dropped to my feet. Everything. What is everything? The house. Our savings. My life. I scrolled more. Remember, she must never know about the plan. Don't worry. She trusts me too much. I felt sick. Like I would throw up. I covered my mouth with my hand so I wouldn't make a sound. Then I opened the chat with Mum. Have you made her sign the papers? Not yet. But I will. She suspects nothing. Hurry. Before she changes her mind. Papers. What papers? My hands were sweating so much the phone almost slipped. My eyes moved to the top of the screen. There was another new message that had just entered, from Babe. I clicked it. The message opened slowly, like the phone itself was warning me. Tomorrow, when she signs, we can finally do what we planned. After that, she won't be living there anymore. And she won't even know what hit her. At that exact moment, I heard the sound of the bedroom door handle slowly turning behind me. The phone was still bright in my hand. My husband was waking up. And I had no idea if he had just seen me holding his secret phone. I froze. The door behind me creaked softly. My heart nearly jumped out of my chest. I was still holding the secret phone in my hand, its bright screen lighting up the dark room like it was screaming the truth. I quickly locked the screen and hid the phone behind my back. My palms were wet with sweat. Why are you standing there? My husband asked in a sleepy voice. I turned slowly. He was leaning against the door frame, rubbing his eyes. His hair was messy. He looked normal. Too normal. Like a man who had done nothing wrong. I was cold, I said, forcing the words out. I came to get a blanket. He looked at the wardrobe. Then his eyes moved to my hands. What are you hiding? He asked. My stomach twisted. Nothing, I said quickly. He stepped closer. One step. Then another. His eyes were sharp now, fully awake. Let me see your hands. In that moment, 1,000 thoughts ran through my head. If I show him, he might hurt me. If I don't, he will know. Slowly, I brought my hands forward. The phone slipped and fell to the floor with a loud clack. Silence. My husband stared at the phone like it was a snake. His face changed. The calm look disappeared. His mouth tightened. "Where did you get that?" he asked quietly. My voice was shaking. "It fell from the wardrobe." He bent down, picked up the phone, and looked at the screen. His thumb hovered over it. He did not open it. He did not need to. He already knew. "How long?" he asked. "How long what?" I replied. "How long have you been spying on me?" My chest burned. I wasn't spying. I found it by accident. He laughed. A short, cold laugh. "Accident," he said. "You women love that word." That laugh scared me more than shouting would have. He walked past me and sat on the bed, holding the phone tightly. "So," he said calmly, "tell me, how much did you read?" I swallowed hard. "Enough," I whispered. He looked up at me. His eyes were dark. "Enough to misunderstand everything? Enough to see you planning to throw me out?" I said, my voice breaking. "Enough to see you talking about papers? About taking everything?" He stood up suddenly. "Lower your voice," he snapped. I flinched. "You always do this," he continued. "You jump to conclusions. You don't even know the full story." "Then explain it to me," I cried. "Explain who Babe is. Explain why your mother is telling you to make me sign papers. Explain why you said I wouldn't even know what hit me." For a moment, he said nothing. Then he sighed and shook his head like he was tired of me. "You shouldn't have gone through my things," he said. That was it. No apology. No explanation. Just blame. I sat down slowly on the edge of the bed. My legs felt weak. "So, you're not denying it?" I asked. He looked away. "It's not what you think," he said. "Then what is it?" He stood up again and started pacing. "I was trying to protect us," he said. "You wouldn't understand." "Protect us from who?" "From poverty," he replied quickly. "From suffering." My heart hurt. "So betraying me is protecting me?" He stopped pacing and looked at me. His voice became soft. Too soft. "You trust me, right?" That question scared me. "I used to," I said. He came closer and sat beside me. "Then trust me again," he said, placing his hand on mine. "The papers are nothing serious. Just something to help with work benefits." My heart skipped. "Work benefits?" "Yes," he nodded. "Tax things. Property things. You know paperwork can be confusing." I pulled my hand away. "Then why hide it from me?" He sighed again. "You panic too much. I wanted to wait till the right time." Nothing he said felt right. My chest was tight, like something heavy was sitting on it. "Let me see the phone again," I said. His eyes changed. "No." "Why not?" "Because it's private." I laughed bitterly. "So your secrets are private, but my life is not?" He stood up again, anger flashing across his face. "You're making this worse than it is," he said. "If you want this marriage to work, you'll stop digging." I stared at him. "What if I don't?" He leaned closer, his face inches from mine. "Then you'll regret it." Those words felt like ice. The next morning, he acted like nothing happened. He made breakfast. He smiled. He kissed my forehead before leaving for work. "You should rest today," he said kindly. "I'll bring something important for you to sign later." Sign. The word echoed in my mind. After he left, I sat alone in the house, staring at the door. My hands were shaking again. Something inside me said, "Don't sign anything." I checked the wardrobe after he left. The shoebox was gone. The secret phone was gone. My heart raced. Around noon, there was a knock on the door. I opened it slowly. A man in a neat suit stood there, holding a brown file. "Good afternoon," he said politely. "I'm here regarding some documents your husband asked you to sign." My heart dropped into my stomach. He stepped inside and placed the file on the table. "Just routine," he said, opening it. I looked at the papers. At the top, written in bold letters, was the name of our house. And under it, my name. The pen was placed in my hand. "Please sign here," the man said gently. My hand trembled above the paper. And then, the front door opened suddenly behind him. My husband walked in. "You're just in time," he said with a smile. I looked from the paper, to the pen, to my husband's face. And in that moment, I realized, if I signed those papers, my life would change forever. My husband stood by the door, smiling like nothing was wrong. The man in the suit sat calmly at the table, waiting. The pen was still in my hand. My fingers felt stiff, like they no longer belonged to me. "Go on," my husband said softly. "Don't make this awkward." I looked down at the papers again. The words were long and confusing. I did not understand everything, but I understood one thing clearly. This was about our house. "I want to read it properly," I said. The man in the suit glanced at my husband. My husband's smile tightened. "There's no need," my husband said. "It's just a formality." "I still want to read it," I repeated. The room went quiet. The man cleared his throat. "Ma'am, these are standard documents. Your husband already explained everything to you, yes?" I shook my head slowly. "No, he didn't." My husband's voice changed. "Why are you doing this now?" he asked. "After all I do for this family?" I felt tears burning in my eyes. "You want me to sign something that could take my home away? How am I supposed to stay calm?" He laughed lightly, but there was anger under it. "You're being dramatic." I pushed the papers away. "I won't sign." The man in the suit froze. I'll step outside," he said quickly, standing up. "Don't," my husband said. His eyes stayed on me. "She'll sign." I stood up too. My heart was racing. "No, I won't." For a moment, I thought he would shout. Or hit something. But instead, he did something worse. He smiled. "You think you have a choice?" he asked quietly. That smile sent fear through my body. The man in the suit looked uncomfortable. "Sir, maybe we should come back another time," he said. My husband waved his hand. "No need. She just needs some sense knocked into her." The room felt very small. "Leave," I said to the man in the suit, my voice shaking. "Please." The man hesitated, then grabbed his file and left quickly, almost running. The door closed. We were alone. My husband turned to me slowly. "You embarrassed me," he said. "I protected myself," I replied. He stepped closer. "You're my wife. Everything you have is mine." "That's not true," I said. "This house is ours." His face hardened. "You are starting to annoy me." My chest felt tight. "Tell me the truth," I begged. "Who is she? What are you planning?" He looked at me like I was nothing. "You don't need to know." The silence that followed was heavy. Then he said something that made my blood run cold. "If you don't sign willingly," he said, "there are other ways." I stepped back. "Are you threatening me?" He shrugged. "Call it advice." That night, I did not sleep. I lay on the bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to his breathing. My mind kept replaying the messages from the secret phone. She trusts me too much. I realized something painful. The man sleeping beside me was a stranger. Around 2 a.m., his phone buzzed. He quickly grabbed it and walked into the bathroom. I waited. When the bathroom door finally opened, he looked surprised to see my eyes open. "You're awake?" he asked. "Yes," I said. He avoided my gaze and lay down. "Don't start again," he muttered. Something inside me broke. The next morning, he left early again. Before leaving, he dropped an envelope on the table. "Think about what I said," he told me. After he left, I opened the envelope. Inside were copies of the documents, and a note written in his handwriting. "Sign by Friday, or I will do it my way." My hands shook so badly I dropped the paper. I felt trapped. That was when I made a decision. I would not sign. But I would also not stay blind anymore. I remembered the old phone he forgot once, the one he used before this secret one. He had said it was broken and useless. It was still somewhere in the house. I searched quietly, carefully, drawer by drawer, box by box. Finally, under the bed in the guest room, I found it. An old phone. I charged it. The screen flickered on. No password. My heart pounded as I opened the messages. What I saw next made my knees weak. There were chats from years ago, plans, promises. And one message stood out, sent just 2 weeks before our wedding. "Once she signs everything after marriage, we will be free. She is just a step." I covered my mouth to stop myself from screaming. This was not new. This was not a mistake. It was a plan that started long before I became his wife. And just then, I heard the front door open. He was back early. My heart nearly stopped when I heard the front door open. I was sitting on the floor of the guest room, the old phone still in my hand, its screen glowing like a warning. I did not have time to think. I did not have time to hide properly. Footsteps came closer. I quickly slipped the old phone under a pillow and stood up, trying to look calm. My chest was pounding so hard I thought he could hear it. He appeared at the doorway. "You're home?" I asked, forcing a small smile. He studied my face. "Meeting got cancelled," he said. "Why do you look nervous?" "I'm not," I replied too fast. His eyes moved around the room. "What are you doing in here?" "Cleaning," I said. "This room has been dusty." He nodded slowly, not convinced. "You never clean this room." I shrugged. "I felt like it today." He stepped inside. The space between us felt dangerous. "Did you think about the papers?" he asked. "Yes," I said. "And my answer is still no." His jaw tightened. "You are making a mistake." I looked straight at him. "No," I said quietly. "You did." His eyes darkened. "What is that supposed to mean?" I took a deep breath. "You planned this before we even got married," I said. "I saw the old messages." For 1 second, just 1 second, fear crossed his face. Then it disappeared. "You went through my old phone too," he said. "You really have no shame." "Don't twist this," I cried. "You used me. You married me with a plan." He laughed, slow and cold. "You think you're smarter than me now?" Tears rolled down my face. "I loved you," I said. "I trusted you." "And that," he replied calmly, "is why this worked." Those words crushed something inside me. That evening, his tone changed. He became gentle again. Too gentle. He cooked dinner. He poured me a drink. He spoke softly. "Let's not fight," he said. "Stress is not good for you." I did not touch the food. "What do you want from me?" I asked. He sighed like a tired man. "I want peace," he said. "Just sign the papers and everything will be fine." "And after I sign? We'll start fresh," he said quickly. "A new chapter." I shook my head. "You're lying." He placed his fork down slowly. "You're overthinking again." That night, he did something that scared me more than his threats. He locked the bedroom door from inside. "Why did you lock the door?" I asked. "So we can talk without interruption," he replied. My heart raced. "Open it," I said. "Relax," he said, stepping closer. "I'm your husband." "You don't feel like my husband anymore," I whispered. His face hardened for a moment, then softened. "You're tired," he said. "You need rest." He guided me to the bed. I did not sleep. I pretended to. Sometime in the night, I felt him get up. I kept my eyes closed. I heard him whispering on the phone. "Yes, she's resisting," he said. "No, she doesn't suspect how far it goes. Friday will settle everything." Friday. That word terrified me. The next day, my head was spinning. I felt trapped in my own house. I needed help. I called his sister. She had always been kind to me. "I need to ask you something," I said carefully. There was a long pause on the line. "You found out," she said quietly. My heart dropped. "So you knew?" "Yes," she admitted. "I told him to stop. He wouldn't listen." "What is he planning?" I asked, my voice shaking. She lowered her voice. "I shouldn't tell you this, but once those papers are signed, you lose all rights. Everything goes to him." I felt dizzy. "And if I don't sign?" Another pause. "Then please be careful," she said. "He won't give up easily." The call ended. I sat there staring at the wall. That was when I noticed something new. A small camera, hidden on top of the shelf, facing the living room. My breath caught. He was watching me, listening to me. Every move, every call. And suddenly, my phone buzzed. A text message from my husband, even though he was not in the house. "Don't call anyone else. I'm always watching." I slowly turned my head, and the living room camera's red light blinked. The red light on the camera blinked again. My whole body went cold. I stood very still, afraid that even breathing too loudly would bring trouble. My hands were shaking, but my mind was clear for the first time. He was not just lying to me. He was controlling me. Slowly, I forced a calm face and sat on the couch, right where the camera could see me. I picked up a magazine and flipped through the pages, pretending to read. Inside, my heart was screaming. A few seconds later, my phone buzzed again. "Good. Sit down. Don't do anything stupid." Tears filled my eyes, but I swallowed them. I typed back slowly. "Okay. I just need time to think." 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. "You have until Friday." Friday was 2 days away. 2 days trapped in a house that was no longer mine. That night, he came home late. He acted calm, like a man who had already won. "Did you rest today?" he asked, placing his keys on the table. "Yes," I replied quietly. He nodded, watching my face carefully. "Good. Stress can make people do foolish things." I understood the message. While he was in the shower, I walked slowly around the house, pretending to tidy up, but really looking for more cameras. I found 2 more. One in the hallway. One near the kitchen window. He had turned my home into a cage. In the bathroom mirror, I barely recognized myself. My eyes looked tired, scared. But deep inside, something new was growing. Anger. The next morning, I made breakfast like nothing was wrong. I smiled when he spoke. I agreed when he complained. "I've decided," I said carefully. He looked up sharply. "Decided what?" "I'll sign on Friday," I said. "I don't want trouble." His face relaxed. He smiled wide. "See? I told you. You're a good wife." Those words made me feel sick. He leaned closer and lowered his voice. "After Friday, everything will be settled." "Yes," I said. "Everything." When he left for work, I waited 1 full hour before moving. I sat in front of the camera and watched TV, just in case. Then, very slowly, I unplugged the TV and pretended to fix the cable behind it. That was when I cut the power to the camera without touching it directly. My heart raced. Nothing happened. No message. No call. I had a small window. I went to the bedroom and grabbed a small bag. I packed only important things. my ID, some clothes, my phone, and the old phone. Just as I zipped the bag, my phone rang. His name flashed on the screen. I froze. I answered, trying to sound normal. "Hello. What are you doing?" he asked calmly. "Watching TV," I replied. There was silence. Then he said, "Walk to the camera." My blood ran cold. "Now," he added. My legs felt weak as I walked into the living room. The camera was dark. No red light. "I can't see you," he said softly. The line went dead. Before I could react, the front door opened. He was home. His face was different. No smile. No calm. "You tried to run," he said quietly. I stepped back. "I was just cleaning." He slapped the wall beside my head. "Don't lie to me." My heart was pounding so hard it hurt. "You think unplugging one camera makes you smart," he continued. "I have backups." I felt trapped. He grabbed my wrist hard. "You will sign," he said. "And after that, you will behave." At that moment, I noticed something in his pocket. A folded paper. It slipped out and fell to the floor. I looked down. It was a medical report. My name was on it. I stared at him. "Why do you have my medical papers?" His grip loosened just a little. "You talk too much," he said. I picked up the paper. My eyes scanned it fast. And then I saw the words that made my knees weak. Declared mentally unstable. Recommended for supervised care. I looked up at him, shaking. "You told them I was crazy?" He smiled slowly. "Soon, nobody will believe you." The room spun. This was bigger than money. Bigger than the house. He was planning to erase me. My ears rang as I stared at the medical report. Mentally unstable. Supervised care. Those words crushed the air out of my lungs. "You lied about me," I whispered. My husband took the paper from my hand and folded it calmly, like it was nothing important. "I prepared," he said. "Smart people prepare." "For what?" I cried. "For when you became difficult," he replied. I felt sick. "This is evil," I said. "You want to lock me away?" He smiled again, that same slow smile that made my skin crawl. "Don't say it like that. I'm protecting you." I pulled my wrist free and stepped back. "You're destroying me." He moved closer. "No," he said. "I'm saving my future." That night, I slept on the edge of the bed, fully dressed. My eyes refused to close. I kept thinking of one thing. If he controls the story, I disappear. Early in the morning, he woke me up gently. "Get ready," he said. "We're going out." "Where?" "To see someone who can help you," he replied calmly. Fear wrapped around my chest. "I don't want to go," I said. "You don't have a choice," he answered. On the drive, he kept the radio on, humming like it was a normal day. My mind raced. At a red light, I looked around for help. Nobody noticed me. When we arrived, my stomach dropped. It was a clinic. A quiet building with white walls and heavy doors. He opened my door and smiled at a nurse nearby. "My wife isn't feeling well," he said. "She's confused lately." The nurse nodded kindly and looked at me with pity. "It's okay, dear," she said. "You're safe here." Safe. That word felt like a lie. Inside, my husband spoke softly to a man in a white coat. I caught pieces of their conversation. "She refuses to sign. She's paranoid. She thinks I'm plotting against her." I wanted to scream. Instead, I sat quietly. I remembered something important. If I act calm, I survive. The doctor turned to me and smiled. "Can you tell me how you're feeling?" "I'm tired," I said gently. "Very tired." He nodded. "Do you trust your husband?" I hesitated, then said, "He takes care of everything." My husband's eyes lit up. That afternoon, we went home. In the car, he looked pleased. You did well, he said. I looked out the window. Am I going back there? I asked softly. Depends on you, he replied. That night, I checked my phone secretly. I saw missed calls from an unknown number. A message followed. I know what he is doing. You are not crazy. My heart skipped. Another message came quickly. Do not sign anything. You are in danger. My hands trembled. Before I could reply, I heard his footsteps in the hallway. I quickly locked my phone. He stood in the doorway, watching me. Who are you texting? He asked. No one, I replied. He walked closer. Tomorrow is Friday, he said quietly. Everything ends tomorrow. He turned off the light and closed the door. In the darkness, my phone buzzed one last time. If you sign, you will never leave that house again. I stared at the ceiling, my heart pounding. Tomorrow. I had to choose. I did not sleep at all. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw doors locking. I saw white walls. I saw my voice disappearing while other people spoke for me. Friday morning came too fast. My husband woke up in a good mood. He even whistled while getting dressed. Big day, he said cheerfully. I nodded and said nothing. At breakfast, he placed my phone on the table. You won't need this today, he said. My heart dropped. I need it, I replied carefully. He smiled. Not anymore. He slipped it into his pocket. I felt helpless, but I kept my face calm. An hour later, a car pulled into our driveway. The lawyer is here, my husband said. Lawyer. My stomach twisted. Two men entered the house with files. One wore a suit. The other looked like an official witness. This won't take long, my husband said confidently. The papers were placed on the table again. The same house. The same lines. The same pen. Sign here, the lawyer said politely. I stared at the paper. My hands shook, but my mind was sharp. I want my phone, I said suddenly. My husband frowned. Why? I need to call my mother, I lied. She should know. The lawyer looked uncomfortable. That seems reasonable, he said. My husband hesitated. His jaw tightened. Finally, he handed me the phone. 5 minutes, he said. My heart raced as I typed fast. My fingers moved without thinking. I sent one message to the unknown number. They are here. I have 5 minutes. The reply came instantly. Don't sign. Check page 4. Page 4. I turned the pages slowly. 1, 2, 3. Page 4. My breath stopped. There it was. In small letters, hiding like a secret. Full transfer of ownership. Immediate effect. This was not a benefit form. It was my erasure. I looked up. I'm not signing, I said firmly. The room froze. My husband's face changed. What? I read the papers, I continued. They take everything from me. The lawyer looked at my husband. Sir, this does appear to be enough, my husband shouted. Everyone jumped. He grabbed the papers and tore them in half. Get out, he yelled at the men. They did not argue. They left quickly. The house went silent again. My husband turned to me slowly. You embarrassed me again, he said. I saved myself, I replied. His face twisted with anger. You think this is over? Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. We both froze. Another knock. Stronger. Open the door, a loud voice said. My husband's eyes narrowed. Did you call someone? I shook my head, confused. Before he could stop me, I opened the door. 2 police officers stood outside. Ma'am, one of them said. Are you safe? My husband stepped forward quickly. This is a misunderstanding, he said. My wife is not well. The officer looked at him closely. Sir, we received a report of coercion and illegal document signing. My heart raced. The officer turned to me. Do you want to talk? Before I could answer, my husband grabbed my arm tightly. She's confused, he said again. One officer stepped forward. Sir, release her arm. My husband let go slowly, staring at me with rage. I took a deep breath. Yes, I said. I want to talk. The officer nodded. Then we'll need you to come with us. My husband laughed nervously. This is ridiculous, he said. But as they stepped inside, I saw something in my husband's eyes. Not fear. Something worse. Rage. The rage in my husband's eyes terrified me. It was no longer hidden behind smiles or soft words. It was raw. Open. Dangerous. You don't need to listen to her, he told the officers quickly. She's unstable. I have medical reports. He moved toward the table to grab them. Sir, don't move, one officer said firmly. My husband froze. Slowly, he raised his hands, pretending to be calm. I'm just trying to help my wife, he said. I finally found my voice. He's lying, I said, my hands shaking. He's been forcing me to sign away my house. He put cameras in the house. He tried to label me crazy. The room felt heavy. The officers exchanged looks. Cameras? One asked. My husband laughed nervously. She's imagining things again. Then you won't mind if we look, the officer replied. My husband's smile disappeared. They searched the living room first. One officer climbed up and checked the shelf. There's a camera here, he said. My husband's face turned pale. That's for security, he muttered. They found the others too. In the hallway. Near the kitchen. Every camera felt like proof peeling his lies apart. Sir, the officer said, we need you to come with us. My husband's voice rose. You can't just take me. This is my house. I spoke quietly but clearly. It's my house too. At least, it was supposed to be. That was when everything exploded. No! My husband shouted suddenly. You ruined everything. He pushed past the officers and ran toward the kitchen. Stop! An officer yelled. I heard a drawer open. Metal clanged. My heart stopped. He has a knife. I screamed. He turned, holding it tightly, his chest rising and falling fast. You did this, he said, pointing it at me. If you had just signed, none of this would be happening. The officers drew their weapons. Drop the knife, sir. My whole body was shaking. Please, I cried. Just stop. For a second, he looked like he might listen. Then his phone buzzed. He glanced at it. And smiled. You're too late, he said softly. The front door burst open again. More people rushed in, another officer. And a woman. A woman with confident eyes and a cold smile. She stepped forward and looked straight at me. So, she said calmly, you're the wife. My heart sank. This wasn't over. The woman stepped fully into the room like she owned it. She was well dressed. Calm. Not scared at all. Her eyes moved from the knife, to the officers, to me. So this is how you ruined everything, she said, shaking her head. My husband lowered the knife slightly when he saw her. You came, he said. Of course, she replied. I told you to handle this quietly. The officers exchanged looks. Ma'am, who are you? One officer asked. She smiled politely. I'm his business partner. Liar, I whispered. Her eyes snapped to me. Careful, she said softly. You don't want another breakdown added to your file. My stomach twisted. She's the one, I said to the officers. She's Babe. She helped him plan everything. The woman laughed lightly. Plan, she said. All we did was prepare for the future. By stealing my life? I cried. My husband finally dropped the knife. It hit the floor loudly. "You promised me this would work," he shouted at her. "And it would have," she replied coldly, "if you had kept her under control." That sentence made the whole room go silent. One officer stepped closer. "Ma'am, we're going to need you to come with us too." She raised an eyebrow. "On what charge?" "Coercion. Fraud. Conspiracy," he replied calmly. For the first time, her confident face cracked. "You don't have proof," she said. I swallowed hard and spoke up. "I do." Everyone turned to me. "There are messages," I said. "Old phones. Cameras. Papers. Medical lies." My husband looked at me like he was seeing me for the first time. "You recorded things?" he asked. "No," I replied. "You did." The officers gathered the phones, the cameras, the documents. The woman's voice rose. "You don't understand," she snapped. She was never supposed to fight back. That was all the officers needed. They placed handcuffs on her first. My husband started shaking. "You said you loved me," he whispered to her. She didn't even look at him. "I loved the plan," she replied. Those words broke him. As they led them toward the door, my husband turned back to me. "This isn't over," he said quietly. "You still belong to me." The officer pushed him forward. "That's enough." The door closed behind them. For the first time in weeks, the house was quiet. I sank onto the couch, exhausted, shaking, empty. One officer stayed behind. "Ma'am," he said gently, "you did the right thing." I nodded slowly. But deep down, I felt something was still wrong. The officer handed me my phone. "You have one missed message," he said. I looked at the screen. Unknown number. The message read, "Court is coming. And not everything is in your favor." My heart sank. Whatever this was, it wasn't finished yet. The message on my phone echoed in my mind. "Court is coming. And not everything is in your favor." My hands trembled, but something inside me had changed. I was no longer the scared woman who found a secret phone in a shoebox. I was someone who had survived lies, threats, cameras, fake medical reports, and betrayal. I stood up slowly. "No," I whispered. "I'm not afraid anymore." The officer who remained looked at me with concern. "Ma'am, do you recognize the number?" he asked. "No," I said. "But I think they want me to believe the fight isn't over." He nodded. "It's normal. After cases like this, people around your husband, or the woman, try to scare you. But you have protection now." Protection. A word I hadn't felt in so long. Over the next few days, everything moved fast. The police collected the phones, the hidden cameras, the fake medical report, the transfer papers, the messages. Every piece told the same story. I was being controlled, cornered, and prepared to be erased from my own life. The judge approved a protective order immediately. My husband couldn't come near me. The other woman too. But the fear inside me didn't go away overnight. Every sound made me jump. Every knock made my heart race. One evening, the officer in charge visited the house. "We have enough evidence," he said calmly. "This case is strong." I swallowed. "And the message I received?" "We traced it," he said. "It came from someone connected to the woman. They were trying to scare you into dropping the case. Will they be punished?" I asked. "Yes," he replied. "And the court will not rule against you. You don't need to worry." For the first time, I felt my lungs open. Like I could breathe again. When the day came, I walked into the courtroom with shaking hands but steady steps. My husband sat across the room. His eyes looked smaller. His shoulders slumped. He was not the powerful man who once controlled my whole world. He was just a man whose lies had finally trapped him instead of me. The other woman sat beside him. She didn't look confident anymore. Her hair was messy. Her eyes were cold with anger. When the judge read out the charges, fraud, coercion, emotional abuse, illegal surveillance, falsified medical statements, their faces changed. My husband looked at me like he wanted to scream. The woman looked like she wanted to run. But they couldn't. The judge turned to me. You are safe. You acted bravely. And this court will protect your rights, your home, and your freedom. My eyes filled with tears. Not tears of fear, but relief, victory, strength. My husband was sentenced. The woman too. And just like that, the cage they built around me broke. Weeks later, the house felt different. Brighter. Warmer. Mine again. No cameras. No lies. No whispers in the dark. I stood in the living room and touched the wall gently. This place had once trapped me. Now it held my victory. I said quietly to myself, you survived something that was meant to destroy you. And I smiled. Because it was true. If you stayed with me from the beginning of this story, thank you. You turned my pain into strength. Please, click the like button so more people can learn from this emotional and powerful journey. Don't leave without subscribing. Because more life-changing stories are coming your way. And tell me in the comments where you are watching from. I want to know the strong hearts standing with me around the world. Remember, your voice matters. Your life matters. And no one has the right to take your freedom. My story ends here. But yours is just beginning.